Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Peace be upon you. Namo Buddhaya.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Global Competence and Future of Work Virtual Mobility Program, or GCFoW 2024. First of all, we would like to extend our gratitude and once again offer our warmest welcome to
The Honorable Rector of UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi,
the Honorable Head of Office of International Affairs UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Associate Professor Dr. Rukmawati Broto Jojo,
the representative of University Malaya, Malaysia,
the representative of Thaksin University, Thailand,
the representative of Pan Pacific University, Philippines,
the representative of Venus University, Indonesia,
the representative of Atmajaya Catholic University, Indonesia,
our respected organizing committees,
and to all of the participants of GCFoW 2024. Thank you for joining us. And before we start, allow us to introduce ourselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Nova. You can call me Nova, and I am from International Relations student, batch 2023, and I am from UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Indonesia. I will be your Master of Ceremony for today's event, together with my partner.
And I'm Devon Johanda. You can call me Devon. And I'm also part of International Relations Batch 2023 of UPN Veteran Yogyakarta. And we will be your Masters of Ceremonies for this event. On behalf of the Organizing Committee of Global Competence and Future of Work 2024, we are very delighted to welcome you all to Global Competence and Future of Work 2024 under the theme of Embracing Industry 5.0, Youth Resilience and Competence.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our event for today, allow me to read you our agenda. So first, we're gonna have the opening, followed by presenting the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and also the Asian anthem. And then we're gonna have topic introduction and rules, and then continued by opening remarks by Director of UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi, and also from the Head of Office of International Affairs, Associate Professor Dr. Rukmawati Broto Jojo, and followed by a keynote speech by Mr. Charles Wasson. And then after that, we're gonna have question and answer and also a photo session, continued by a group bonding, and close with a closing session.
Yes, and for this, the next agenda will be presenting the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya, and also the ASEAN anthem.
Thank you. Next agenda is program introductions, which will be done by the manager of the Office of International Affairs, UPN Veteran Yogyakarta. To Andika Septian Nico, the time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andika Nico. You can call me Nico. I'm here as the project manager of GCFoW 2024. Welcome to the Global Competence and Future of Work GCFoW 2024 program. I am delighted to extend my warmest greetings to all participants, speakers, and partners gathered here today. It is truly a privilege to convene such a diverse and esteemed group of individuals who are dedicated to shaping the future of our global workforce. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as we gather to explore the theme Embracing Industry 5.0, Use Resilience and Competence. This event marks a pivotal moment when we converge to discuss and envision the future of work amidst the transformative era of Industry 5.0. I encourage each of you to actively participate, network passionately, and seize every opportunity to learn and grow. Let us embrace the diversity of thought and perspective as we collectively chart a course towards a future where our youth are not only just prepared for Industry 5.0, but are leading its transformation. Once again, welcome to the Global Competence and Future of Work GCFoW 2024 program. Thank you for your presence, your enthusiasm, and your commitment to shaping a brighter tomorrow. Together, let us make this event a resounding success. Next, please. Next. Okay. Now we will move to program introduction. GCFoW, aka Global Competence Future of Work, is a virtual mobility program held by the Office of International Affairs UPN Veteran Yogyakarta in 15 July 2024 until 25 July 2024. GCFoW is held in collaboration with 6 universities in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Philippines. These programs aim to help young people facing the ever-changing landscape of the future of work. GCFoW is designed to equip the younger generation with the necessary skill and competency to tackle the challenges of the future of work by developing themselves to achieve a global competency. This program seeks to develop young people by giving them a platform to collaborate, innovate, and exchange ideas with a diverse background and relevant competence. GCFoW also provides mini lecture sessions that are relevant to the future of work and how to achieve global competency. Next. The grand theme of GCFoW 2024 is Embracing Industry 5.0, Your Resilience and Competence. This highlights the pivotal role of the younger generation in navigating and shaping the future of an industry driven by advanced technologies and human-centered approaches. Industry 5.0 focuses on integrating human creativity and machine efficiency, emphasizing the collaboration between humans and intelligent systems. Embracing Industry 5.0 Use Resilience and Competence highlights the importance of preparing the young generation to thrive in rapidly changing industrial environment. It underscores the need for resilience in facing uncertainties and the development of competencies that align with the human-centric, sustainable, and innovative ethos of Industry 5.0. Next. Okay, the tagline of GCFoW 2024 is Building Competence, Bridging Futures. This tagline aptly encapsulates the essence of the grand theme embracing Industry 5.0, use resilience and competence. It emphasizes the critical role of global competencies in preparing today's youth for the complexities of Industry 5.0. Building competence underscores the need for comprehensive education and skill development tailored to the evolving demands of advanced technologies and collaborative work environments. Simultaneously, Bridging Futures signifies the proactive approach to connecting current educational efforts with future career opportunities, ensuring that young individuals are not only resilient but also well equipped to thrive in rapidly changing economic landscape. Once again, welcome to the Global Competence and Future of Work GCFoW 2024 program. Thank you for your presence, your enthusiasm, and your commitment to shaping a brighter tomorrow. Together, let us make this event a resounding success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nico, for the detailed explanation of the program. We hope all participants can understand the topics of GCFoW 2024 and can participate in this event well. For the delegates who wants to access the detailed explanations, you may also scan the screen for the delegates handbook. We'll give you a few seconds. Okay. So, after understanding the program, we would like to remind all delegates of the rules and also procedures during GCFoW 2024. So, for the rules and regulations are as follows. All participants may enter the room 15 minutes before the event starts. All participants are expected to write the name following the format below. Format, group, underscore name, underscore country. So for example, group 8, underscore Tania, underscore Indonesia. And not allowed to use a pseudonym. So, to all delegates, you can please expect to write the name following the format. All participants must use the virtual background throughout the event. The virtual background can be accessed through the following link, which is going to be sent through the Zoom chat. All participants are required to wear neat and polite clothes. And then all participants are expected to have a stable internet connection. Next. All participants are obliged to actively take part from the beginning to the end of the event. All participants must turn on the camera during the events. All participants must behave respectfully towards all parties, including the organizing committee, speakers, bodies, and fellow participants. Discriminatory, disruptive, offensive, or violent behavior will not be tolerated and may result in removal from the event. All participants must fill in the attendance form before the event ends. All participants should fulfill these requirements to be able to get the certificate of completion. A. Daily attendance. B. Complete any and all assignments given by the committee. And C. active participation throughout the event, and especially during the group discussions that will be monitored and evaluated by the bodies. And here are the delegates' assignments. And the delegate assignments, the participants should fulfill the requirements to be able to earn the certificate of completion. Aspects of assessments include daily attendance, 2 group assignment, including A, poster creation, and B, video making. Then 2 individual assignments, including A, a summary of the lecture, and B, a daily report.
For the individual assignment, first is the summary from 6 mini lectures plus 1 keynote session. Must submit their final project in the link provided by the committees. Second, daily report. Upload documentation of GCFoW activities starting from day 1 to day 5 consecutively to each Instagram account. And you must tag the Instagram of @OIAUPNVYK and at GCFoW_.
And then for the group assignments, in this program, there will be a group project assignment. First, poster based on a topic. The poster contains an explanation regarding the topic obtained, images related to the topic or theme, and group name and other additions. Second, create a video containing the opinions of each delegate regarding the theme of the event. And third, oral presentation based on poster, live form, and live feedback from panel.
Here are the poster requirements. All participants are encouraged to actively participate in the making of the group project and the presentation, as it is one of the requirements to qualify for participation certificate. The poster requirements for the group project are as follows. First, it must be submitted in PDF, JPEG, or JPG form. And second one, poster should be in size A1. Portrait or landscape orientation is allowed. And the third one is it does not contain elements of pornography, violence, and racial issues. And four, original work of participants not imitating or plagiarism existing designs. And the last one is the idea and the poster design has never been published.
And for the video requirements, the video is about the opinions of each delegate regarding the theme of the event. The topic is Embracing Industry 5.0, Youth Resilience and Competence. The video must include 1. Journey following week 1 GCFoW from the start to the end. Lecture online day 1 to day 5 of the event. Then an explanation of what Industry 5.0 is and GCFoW according to the participants. Then how to develop and what skills and abilities that young people need to fully embrace Industry 5.0. Then video must be uploaded in Instagram Reels of one of the delegates' account with duration of 2 to 5 minutes. Tag Instagram, OIAUPNVYK, and at GCFoW_. The deadline is minimum 1 day before the presentation.
And here are group presentation requirements. The presentation requirements are as follows. First, all group members should attend on the D-Day. Second one is presentation should be 20 minutes in length and must not exceed the length requirements. And the third one is the participants are encouraged to be creative in their presentation. The leader of each group must submit their final mini project or poster through the submission Google form link provided by the Comité Maximum on July 23rd, 2024 at 5 GMT 7. Each group will present their work on day 10 of the program, July 24th, 2024, via Zoom meeting and get direct feedback from the adjudicator panelist. The presentation will start with a video showing and a live presentation lasting 15 minutes and conclude with a 5-minute Q&A session with the adjudicator panelist.
And for each group discussions, each group will conduct research on the topic and identifies the focus element that they would like to conduct in-depth research and discussions, as well as experience sharing, curating a final output as the evidence of learning. All participants are encouraged to actively participate in the discussion as it is one of the requirements to qualify for participation certificate. All participants are encouraged to incorporate what they have learned during the lecture sessions into their group project.
And here are the theme distribution for each group. So for group 1, your theme will be exploring the moral and ethical ramification of AI. And for group 2, you have a theme of optimizing productivity through the use and governance of AI. And for the group 3, your theme will be culture of innovation, creativity, and originality. And for group 4, your theme will be promoting competence through digital literacy and technology proficiency. And for group 5, your theme will be fostering effective communication in diverse cultural contexts. And for group 6, your theme will be exploring the moral and ethical ramifications of AI. For group 7, your theme will be optimizing productivity through the use and governance of AI. And for the group 8, your theme will be culture of innovation, creativity, and originality.
And that was all the rules and assignments for each and every group that will be attending GCFoW. A small reminder for each of the group's distributions will be reminded in the chat. And then we're moving on to the next agenda. We will be listening to the greetings and opening remarks delivered from the head of the Office of International Affairs, UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Associate Professor Dr. Rukmawati Brotojojo. For Dr. Rukmawati Brotojojo, you may have the floor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. The Honorable Mr. Charles Watson, the CEO of Dana Limited Hungary, as the keynote speaker of GCFoW 2024. The Honorable Rector UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi. The Honorable Professor Yong Zulina Zubairi, Registrar of University Malaya and also the representative of the University of Malaya, the Honorable Dr. Kwanchit Suwano Parapat from Taksin University, the Honorable Dr. Engelbert Paksa, the Dean of Pan Pacific University and the representative from Pan Pacific University, the Honorable representative from Atmajaya Jakarta Catholic University, the representative from Pinus University, the esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the virtual mobility program on global competence and the future of work. It is my pleasure to welcome you to attend this program. The Virtual Mobility Program on Global Competence and the Future of Work has been conducted since 2021. As already mentioned, this is a collaborative program between UPN Veteran Yogyakarta with University Malaya, Thaksin University, Pan Pacific University, Venus University, and Atmajaya Jakarta Catholic University. We conduct this program since 2021 as a virtual mobility, and after that, we still conducted in the virtual mobility, except last year, we have it into hybrid mode. In the previous time, we have this program run for about 1 week. And this year, we extend the program into two weeks based on the previous input from the participants and also the other parties. They request us to have the extension of the program until 2 weeks, and also included the on-site program. Unfortunately, this year, most of the participants prefer to join the program online. So that's why we conduct it back again into the virtual mobility. In this occasion, I would like to thank our partners from University Malaya, Thaksin University, Pan Pacific University, Venus University, and also Atmajaya University for conducting this program, providing qualified lecturers and also sending the students to participate in the program. I believe that by joining the program, all the students could get insights how they can prepare themselves to the future of work and how they could improve their competence to reach their global competence that needed for the future of work. We are aware that the future of work, when you finish your study, would be different from the one that's available now. Some may be still same, and maybe you will need to adapt yourself. So we prepare different lectures to equip you with the capability to develop your global competence. And we also apologize if during this program there are some inconvenience happen. We hope that you enjoy the program and can take the benefit from the program. Thank you very much for your cooperation and attending the program. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rukmawati Brotojojo, for the warmest and kind remarks.
Next, we'll be having the opening remarks by Director of UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi. For Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi, you may have the floor.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon to all of you. The Honorable Mr. Charles Wesson, CEO Dana Limited, Hungary, is the keynote speaker of Global Competence for Future of Work. The Honorable Professor Yong Julina Yubairi, Registrar University Malaya, and the Honorable Mrs. Rafisa Hasin, Director, International Student and Mobility Center, University Malaya, and the Honorable Dr. Kuanchit Swanoparat, Acting Assistant to the President for International Affairs, Thaksin University, Sangla, Thailand. The Honorable Gilbert Pasak, PhD, Chief Operation Officer, Dean of Pan Pacific Graduate School, Pan Pacific University, Philippines. The Honorable Atrijai Rahman, assume Head of International Office Unica Atmajaya, Jakarta, and the Honorable Mr. Fernando, representative from Pinus University, the Honorable Dr. Rokmawati Botojoyo, Head of Office of International Affairs UPN Veteran, Yogyakarta. Dear esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here with you virtually in the opening ceremony of the virtual mobility program on global competence and the future of work. We're all aware that the advancement in science and technology speed up development in many areas, especially in the area of Industry 5.0. At some point, what happens in the world and problems arise are complex and independent. Numerous circumstances basically influence various global forces, incidents, conditions, and problems. Therefore, people are expected to be responsible and be engaged citizens. Furthermore, people should be able to collaborate with others and become problem solvers locally and globally. Indeed, young people should prepare themselves to be adaptable to these rapid changes. They should acquire competence that help them to successfully tackle global problem or intercultural condition. Ladies and gentlemen, global competence is a combination of knowledge, skill, values, and manner that prepare young people to go well in a multicultural, interconnected world. Education can help to build global competence, but it is a lifelong and continuing process. By learning and developing global competence, young people could develop harmonious intercultural interaction, avoid cultural bias and stereotypes, ready to face global problems and tackle social, political, economic, and environmental challenges. As technology continues to advance, especially in the area of information technology, connection across countries is easier to the demands people from different cultural backgrounds to communicate respectfully for others. Young people should be able to take the advantage of interconnected digital spaces in the responsible manners. Furthermore, acquiring global competence will help young people to face demands of work in the near future. Type of industry that will emerge in the future is uncertain. The future work environment will also different from what exists now. In addition, what skill needed and high demand is also intermediate. Therefore, young people should be ready to face challenges of the future of work. Ladies and gentlemen, it is critical for young people to be adaptable for facing the constant of quick changes might happen in the future workplace. Preparing the future work environment involves massive transformation to put skill set and mindset. The World Economic Forum 2016 suggested essential skill needed to thrive future workforce challenges, including critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making. This skill will help young people to identify the changes quickly and help them to adapt and develop strategies to fit the desired outcome. Young people need to adopt learning, growth mindset, and looking for opportunities and experiences that lead to continuous personal improvement. Therefore, through this program, we provide virtual platform for students to discuss with their fellows about challenges that they will face in the future of work and how they can develop their competence to meet the challenges. Furthermore, by working together with fellows from different countries, hopefully will help them to develop their intercultural understanding and communication. This program is also aimed to support the Sustainable Development Goals number 4 on quality education and SDGs number 8 on decent work and economic growth. In the occasion, we would like to express our gratitude to Mr. Charles Wilson, CIO Dana Limited Hungary, as the keynote speaker of GCFoW. We also thank University Malaya Taksin, University Thailand, Pan Pacific University Philippines, Atmajaya Jakarta Catholic University, and Pinus University for collaborating with us to make the event happen. Ladies and gentlemen, and then by reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I declare that virtually mobility program on global competence and the future of work 2024 is officially open. We wish all participants have a fruitful experience by joining the program. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi, for the warmest remarks. Because we already have the following remarks presented by Director of UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Professor Muhammad Irhas Effendi, and also from the Head of Office of International Affairs, UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Dr. Rukmawati Brotojojo.
Global Competence and Future of Work 2024 has officially begun.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we will have a photo session. So we would like to invite all of the participants to turn on your camera and pose in front of your device. So for those of you who haven't turned on your camera, you can turn it on right now. Okay, you can pose and I will count from 1 to 3. Since we have 3 slides, so we're gonna take it 3 times. So for the first slide, 1, 2, 3. For the second slide, 1, 2, 3. And the last one is 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone who participated in the photo session, and thank you so much to the honorable guests for attending the opening ceremony. A small reminder for all delegates to please fill out the attendance link from the buddies that will be sent in the chat for you.
Maybe next slide. Okay, guys, so before we start the keynote speech session, we're gonna have a little mini game, or we call it riddle. So this is to refresh your brain before listening to the material. So for the rules will be explained by Devon.
All right. The riddles and rules. How to play. 1. The host reads out a riddle to the participants. And 2. Participants can either take turns answering or use the Zoom chat feature to submit their answers. 3. The first participants to answer correctly earns a point. So now,
Yeah, so that's the rules for our game, and I hope you guys can actively participating for our game for today. So, are you guys ready?
if you guys are ready, please send reactions.
Yes, please send your best reaction. Okay, since a lot of people have reacted, so maybe we can start the game now. Slide.
Here we go. On to question number 1. What has keys but can't open locks? So they have keys but cannot open locks. What do you think of? Oh,
It's a hard question, isn't it?
what an answer. A guess from,
Whoa.
look at that. Look at that. Alexandria Tanaya, and then Rans from the Philippines, and then Febe from Indonesia. Piano,
You guys are
keyboard.
smart.
Look at that. Look at all those answers. Seems too easy, huh?
Is piano correct? Are you guys sure?
Is it correct?
Okay, maybe
Then
we will reveal.
let's reveal the answer.
Next slide, please.
Congratulations to Alexandria Tanaya for the first answer of piano. So you're correct. High appreciation for you, Alexandria Tanaya.
Congratulations. We have another question. Maybe we can move to the second question. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in a million years? What is it? Can you guys guess? Letter M? Is it correct? Wow, there's a lot of
Letter M.
answer.
Good guess, good guess. The first one who answered is Tafelia Septi Permatasari from Indonesia. And then followed by all the participants and delegates. Then, I guess without further ado, let's reveal the answer. And there you go. It's the letter M. Good job to Tafelia Septi Permatasari from Indonesia.
So, thank you so much, guys, for the participation in this game session. Maybe we can move to our next agenda.
Thank you for the short participation.
I hope it can refresh your brain and we can start the agenda and you guys will be more focused. So our next agenda will be the delivery of the keynote speech by Mr. Charles Wesson with the topic of cultivating trust, the power of the psychological safety in leadership. And this session will be moderated by Dr. Rukmawati Brotojojo from UPN Veteran Yogyakarta. To Mrs. Rukmo, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Nova. And also thank you also, Jivon. And okay, hello, Charles. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just trying to find how to put the background, but I think we can start like that.
Okay, that's fine, no problem. Okay, thank you very much for accepting our invitation to be the keynote speaker for our program, Future Mobility Program on Global Competence and the Future of Work. I believe with your expertise as the CEO of Dana Limited Hungary, you can share your experience as a leader to the students that join the program. And I believe that the experience that you share with us will benefit the student to develop their competence to prepare themselves in facing the future of work. And without further ado, I would like to invite Charles to start the presentation and also introduce yourself. I'm not going to introduce, but yeah, I see because you have it on your presentation. So we welcome Charles Watson.
Okay, very happy to be here and thank you for the invite and the opportunity to explain and describe a topic which is very close to my heart, which is the development of leadership into our companies right now. I can provide you for sure a little bit more European-oriented review on this topic. Nevertheless, I've been working with multinational companies like Dana, which is in fact an American company, and we daily interact between all the regions. So at origin, I'm French. I'm coming from France. I've been traveling all around Europe for working. So in France, in Germany, in Holland, in Sweden, in Hungary. And now for 10 years, I'm working in the Hungarian side of Dana as a general manager of Dana Hungary. So my positions have been going through all the different types of leadership, from engineering manager up to plant manager, quality manager, and after got some regional role within engineering, manufacturing engineering, and after again a regional plant manager like I'm doing right now in Hungary. So that's pretty wide experience that I'm bringing, and here is a summary of what I do feel important in terms of leadership. So as you can see everywhere, leadership is one of the highest topic. I cannot count how many million hits you can find on leadership if you type leadership in a Google or even now in AI research. What I propose you is a bit different angle to look at that, to say that in fact the environment that the plant managers and the plant structure are creating are the most important for leadership and growth, so that we call that psychological safety. It's one concept around that, but here I'm proposing to you a different angle to work with that topic. So that's about me. I think the next page describes a little bit more.
Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So here I'm, general manager of Hungary, operations director Europe. I'm also the board of Automotive Associates in Hungary. Hungary is very interesting in automotive. So all the German car manufacturers, as well as some Japanese, are present here in Hungary and have a significant plant. So it's probably in Europe the second largest car manufacturing country, having people from all different industries here. And I have the honor to be part of the Automotive Association. I'm the only foreigner there, but now I'm also part of the board in that structure. My previous experience I mentioned earlier, in 2022, I was also nominated in the Expat CEO of the Year in Hungary. So that's about myself, but I think the most important is to describe you a little bit the concept and what I intend to speak about with you here. If you can go to next slide.
Next, yeah.
So that's about Dana Hungary. I come back to always the same concept. We turn around safety. So the initial intention for any company should be safety and should be the respectful work with our employees and ensuring, like we say, that the employees find back their family in the evening like they left them in the morning. So the safety is anyways the first element of our culture. And after you see the different pictures here, the people is the most important. So we call that people finding another way. We have that on our logos also here. We try to develop and engage our workforce to be able to achieve that. The picture on the top center, you see these are students, so these are trainees, people like you, which are growing to the companies, which are entering in the company and growing to different roles. And each of them will have a career path and will be able to become parts of Dana. So that's the summary of the slide. So engaging on our people. Next one. So that's about Dana in Hungary. So Dana in Hungary was created, in fact, next year it will be 20 years. It has been created at the origin by capacity extensions of plants in Western Europe, Italy, Germany, France. We have been creating this entity in Hungary. And since that, it has been growing. And today it's much more than a capacity center. So all the plants, the off-highway facility, you see producing some axles and transmissions for off-highway cars, the power technology, which are producing cooler system, the distribution center as well as the light vehicle. Everything are mechanical parts entering into the mobility, into the vehicles. And we have been becoming a center for producing this type of elements and sometimes very much ahead of our original Western production facility. And gradually we start to include more and more engineering work. So we start also to have engineering competency in our side. What we see here on the bottom right of the slide, this new electrification plant that we are going to build in Hungary. So we are going to produce here battery cooling systems. We are producing here power coolers, which are systems to cool the power electric, which is coming within the car, as well as electric motors. So Dana in Hungary will be focused very heavily on electrification, and this is probably what's driving our people, our leadership, and our focus. On the bottom line, you have a sort of summary of the highest focus area we do have in our corporate. So the safety I mentioned already, the quality focus, very important inclusion diversity, so that we have a very diverse organization, including different culture, different ages, different origins, men and women, and all this integration, which is one of the key of our company development. You see also the powering into eDrive. Our company is now focused on how we are going to be present and able to contribute to the eDrive transformation of our cars. Connected, our companies are connected. So we have all the Industry 4.0 initiatives in order to ensure that every single part produced, we're able to track back where it was produced, how it was produced, what were the components used, what was the test used. So all that is totally connected to our companies. This will allow us to ensure the quality of our part, to ensure the warranty return of our part, but also to track our production. So that means we know what are the productivity of the different lines, what are the ways of all our lines are working. So this eConnect 4.0 is at the cornerstone. Starting to come also with the AI right now. We have a lot of testing and offline testing. For example, we have now on our new battery systems CT. So it's computer tomography. So it's like a sort of radiography testing of our parts. And in order to analyze these computer tomography parts, we are using AI. So the AI is a system because it's impossible for a human eye to say if this part is right or wrong. So we are producing a lot of parts. We see which one are failing, which one are not failing. And based on that, we have some AI systems which are able to help us to guide the conformity of the part as they are produced before the end of line and before we really know if these parts are going to work or not. So that's a bit a summary slide about everything we are doing, but I think we'll focus a little bit more on leadership here, but that's was how to give you the interactions, the need for new resources, the need for new technologies, the need for integrating people, and all that is connecting with leadership. How you are going to create an environment where you have people which have been working in a company for 30 years, and how you're integrating students or new people coming within the company with a different expectation, different knowledge, different way to work. We are in a mode where we are ready to work for one company, and 1 year after we can work for another company. Our parents were not doing that. So I don't think you will be focused with that, but the rapidity of change is also driving the rapidity into our engagement and into our work. That's about these slides. If you can move to the next slide, please. The way we have been developing our mission at Dana, we describe it on an innovation, so powering innovation, because we create power into the car and to move our world. I think some people have been spending some time into that. Nevertheless, it's a very nice summary where every action that we are doing can be brought in together. You can read the mission in the center. I will focus more on the bottom, which are the 4 values that we are promoting and based on which we are working here, and can help also contribute to define the right leadership. So we need to respect, value others, so not only think about ourselves, but value the other people which are around. We are going to inspire innovation, so we are going to let people bring in ideas, bring in new concepts, without immediately turning back into an analysis of what they are saying. So this inspiration of innovation is at the key. We are going to develop the responsibility. We are the enemy of micromanagement and all these topics where you pull people just to do some tasks. We need to have people having general responsibilities, general ownership of the topic. And this is a key transformation that we are doing. We are not in a one-to-one task mode anymore, also for production. So this is over. We are now in a mode where we have a group of people which are responsible for different environment. And at the end, like you see on the 4th concept here, people which are winning together. So all these 4 core values which are existing at Dana, you can probably find something similar in every single company. Nevertheless, for me, this is what I've been focusing on when I will speak later to you on leadership and how leadership will be a contributor to achieving these values. Let me stop here 1 second. I know I'm speaking a lot and perhaps a little bit fast here. So are there some questions at this stage, Hukmo or team here? Do you have some questions or some comments before I go on?
Okay, I think you can just continue your lectures, Charles, and we will have the question and answer after you finish your presentation.
I'm open. Okay, let's do like that. Yeah, online is a bit more tricky to get interactions, but
yes,
let's do like that.
I guess so. But anyway, if any of the participants would like to ask questions to Charles, you can just raise using a feature raise hand, and we will allow you to ask a question.
I'll put them in the chat. If I will see them when we come at the end, so this will help me to eventually orient what I say, or if you put them in the chat, that's also an option. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. I will accelerate a bit the Dana presentations here. So this Dana is constituted of 4 plants. This is a highway plant, which is producing the axles that you see on the right side there of the picture. 203 million sales was last year. It will be a little bit more this year, and created in 2005. We have close to 500 employees in this one. Let's move to the next slide. In 2007, it's a power technology, second plant, which have been producing a cooling and exchange element for engines. And we are using exactly the same technology for cooling batteries and cooling power elements like computers you have within the car. So we are going to use similar technologies here to do that. Next slide. This is our distribution center. So this is a center which is selling parts for the aftermarket. So for repairing trucks, repairing cars, we are going to provide the equipment. So this entity is receiving components for all over Europe. and sending it to final customers. So in fact, we have two options. Either we send to the final customers in the region, or we send to another distribution center in another region. So Dana has distribution center in every region, and these ones are the single point of contact for our customer for buying aftermarket parts coming from Dana. I can just give you an example to make it a little bit visible. When we speak about a car, a vehicle which is driving on the road, in our warehouse, we more or less have the components to repair the cylinder gasket for everything, for 70% of the cars running around the world. We have in our inventory something to repair the engine. So Dana has been very present historically on this equipment, and our aftermarket strength is a very big strength. I think it's not a secret to say that probably also one of the area where we make the most money, but that's something different. So aftermarket is something which is very critical for our growth, because the money we do in aftermarket give us money for doing our engineering task and financing our different activities. That's for aftermarket. Go to next page. So the last facility that we have been creating is a gear drive line. So we are producing all the drive shafts for GLR mainly. So we produce here the axles which are driving the energy from the engine up to the wheels. We do that on the classical cars from GLR up to all the Challenger vehicles, but we use also for new electric cars coming over there. This plant will be also hosting our future motor production, where we're going to produce electric engines for our new customers. So from next year onwards, we're going to produce also electric motors in here. I think that was it for this one. Thank you. Next page. So here, one page to initiate a little bit the future discussion that we are having. So the leadership in our structure, in our organization, is driven around the plant manager. Every factory has a plant manager, so factory between 100, 500 people is a reasonable size for factories that we do have. Dana has 28,000 people, so you can imagine the size of it. So we are probably 150 active plants, and 4 of them are located in Hungary. So the plant manager is a keystone here, and you see here what's the role of the plant manager. So how we need to balance his resource, how to ensure the share, how to ensure the safety. All the different concepts that you can read throughout the slide here are required for the plant, which is the local leader of the facility to get progressing. So he's a cornerstone of our operational structure. International means we have people coming from different origins. Sometimes the plant manager is coming from a different origins than the factories by itself. So need to find a way to integrate with the different cultures, different habits, how you pose a question, how you react, how you do leadership. So reactions you can expect from different people is still very different in our today's world, but I guess you are very well placed for them. Okay, next page, please. Yeah, I come back to what I explained a little bit to the original slide. University relation and trainee development is at the core of the development of our company. So university relation, we sponsor several activities within our university with which we are partner. We are also part of the job fairs where we explain to the different students what types of works they can do. But we are also sponsoring conferences where we are proposing subjects, and there are technical competition between the students to win the different awards. And for that, they need subject, and Dana is providing subject. Our trainee program on the right side Okay, we have one main partner, it's the CHNE University, which is from Győr. We put a very high value that we are 50-50 between men, women, and gender diversity in our trainees. And what I can say is that all the positions, so you see Dana has been growing over the years, so 70% of our positions are obtained by graduated, are filled by graduated students which are working within our company. We have an extended international training program, so we have international students also coming to Győr. If some of you are interested, we can also discuss about that, but I guess you have tons of opportunity. If some would like to spend some time in Győr, that's also an option. We propose also a career path for all our students which are joining us to a higher position. We are still a reasonable small company, so there's still several opportunities to grow. So even if you are started student, within 2 years, 3 years, you can get the next roles and you have opportunity to grow within the company. We are not a sort of monster overstructured company where you need to spend 10 years in a role before to be promoted. So I think we have a lot of flexibility and opportunity for students being active to come out the crowd very rapidly. And that's one of the strengths we are growing, and probably the message that we provide to our leadership is to be very engaged into this topic. So we have an official sponsoring program, so every student which is joining us will receive a sponsor, which is a higher person from our company to ensure that we follow them and that their career paths are set up. So the engagement of our leadership is very important. Also, it's a selection of the students to ensure that students are working in the correct environment. I think that's it for this part. Next slide, please. Okay, so now we come a little bit more to the core of what I wanted to share with you. The power, cultivating the trust is another word I've been using for this presentation. Intention is how between two people can you create trust. How can you lose it is very easy. So everybody is very easy able to describe how to lose trust between two people, but how to win trust, how to ensure that the people feel well, how do we ensure that this company works, that's something you should put at the corner of how you are going to act when you are joining a company. Don't think you can start to create an environment which are conflict. Sometimes you are in elements where there are conflict or where there are tensions. Your role is not to enter into them. Your role is to find a way to navigate within the organization and to build the right connections, the right trust with the leadership. And for sure, the role of the leadership is also to integrate everybody. So it's a party game. So both sides must make it happen. Next page. So there's something hidden here. What I say and what I like to do in this mentoring, developing, motivating program is something which is probably very easy and very simple, but you say, that every day you start again. So every day you have an opportunity to go for a race where you will be the player. You will be active. You will be the one generating the trust. You will be the one which is generating the trust above, so generates the trust again. And listen to all that. You have a unique opportunity. Nobody else is going to do it for you. I like to make a summary here. If you want to get more healthy, you go for jogging every morning. There is only way to put an alarm clock in the morning to stand up and to go for your jogging. You know, nobody else will do it for you. The same for leadership. You need to wake up and you need to decide you go for leadership. And you go for working in this environment and you don't become a victim of all the things which are happening again. You fall into a procrastinating mode where you do anything, you watch from video to video, you jump from from game to game, and at the end you achieve nothing. So nobody else is doing it for you. So summary of this slide is nobody else from you can do it. So wake up early in the morning and ensure this happens. Next page. I see a lot of black areas in my screen. Okay. Still survive. Two pictures here, which I do like. The one on the left is more, you know, you see the snail, which is going out of his house and checking a little bit around. So take some risk, go around, get out of your comfort zone. That's another way to say to go out of your comfort zone and risk something. If you don't do the same time, nobody else will do for you and you will not discover. You will stay in your comfort zone, your comfort area, and you will stay where you are. In the lotto, I don't know by you, but in France, the only people which are winning the lotto are the people which are playing. If you don't play, you have no chance to win. So here's the same, play, make it, be reasonable, be mindful for rules, but go. And yeah, on the right side, you see, so winners, they are not the one, you need to try. And if you never fail, you never win. So for sure, you need to be mindful of a failure which is not adequate, which is bringing you outside of boundary, which is not corresponding to ethical rules. So for sure, you should remain in the right environment. But try to do some things which are not the normal. Think about it and go to your early morning wake up and make the things happening. You will have that, you can think over it. But I think this is, all these pictures, you see millions of internet. I've just been selecting some, which I think are the most interesting and more to the point of what I would like to describe to you. Next page. So this one is a bit more classical. So you see all the different things, what leadership is. I will not go into detail of that, but I will take away the ones which are the central and a little bit light ones. It's respect, humility, integration, have a vision, and drive your team to be good together with your team, to be in front and to be part of it. So I think that's probably a little bit more generic slide, but this allows you to have also concept on one page. Okay, next page. So what's not the opposite of the previous slide? At the same time, if you take risk, you are clear that you are not always right the first time you say something, that you have all the right ideas, but it's for sure not blaming people which are trying to do something and just passing the bad thing to the others or to passing the hot potato to others and zero mistake and so on. So leadership must really respect that and come to a listening mode where you are seeing what the ideas are, what is the creativity which is existing in the people around you. What I like to say, and it's probably coming sometime, I can describe it here. When you listen to people, you have a chance to win, to learn something. When you explain something to somebody, you don't win anything. Best case, the other one is listening to you and he will learn something, but you will never learn anything. So you should spend much more time into listening than to speaking. Some people say that the reason we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay, you can put it the way you want, but you need to spend much more time into listening and to respecting the others. And let's come back to a question I posed you earlier. How do you bring trust? How do you create trust with other people? You listen actively to what they're saying. You try to understand what they say before you think in your head what I'm going to answer to this guy. So put yourself into a mindful mode of listening. This is one of the key to gain trust with people. You know, when you have a discussion, after the discussion, you will have some review with others, and they will tell you, This guy was great. He was really listening to what I said. After, what you apply is a different topic, so you still need to work it out. But this listening is probably one of the key elements of good leader. And by opposite, a bad leader is the one which is not able to listen and so proud about himself. I don't have the concept here, but if you want to look a bit further, you can think about toxic behavior. Toxic leader. What is a toxic leader? I think some slide will come into that, but not listening, blaming others, being proud of yourself and not others is probably the matter of toxic leaders. So this psychological safe environment we are creating is probably just the opposite of the toxic environment that we're generating. So we can create a parallel between the two. Okay, next page. I think we need to accelerate it. Many pages. Yeah, that's some of the things. So leadership is to create enough trust that people are going to do things and are engaged and are executing. Because they see the vision, they see the common topic with you, so that reason that people are moving ahead. So I think that's one of the key elements of leadership here. Okay, next page. Okay, so that's the difference between boss and leader. I think that's very straightforward. Move to next page. Be mindful about the time here. Again, here's the difference between the boss and the leader. I think that's very, very clear, this difference. Next page. Here, this is a very interesting one. So this story is coming from a person named Amy Edmondson. She is the person which has been the first speaking about the concept about psychological safety. So if you tag her in any post or YouTube videos, you will find hundreds of videos explaining much better, not much better, but the theory about what's behind psychological safety. And the service here is to create a workplace where everybody can contribute. So to create a workplace where everybody feel trustful and so on. So that's really the key of what we speak about here. And this lady spent more or less her life to work on that. And still today, you can regularly see posts which are enhancing. And if there is one element that I would like you to get out of this discussion is this is a process. This is not something that I'm going to explain to you today and that you will get. It will take you days, if not years, to understand what concept we are speaking about here. So continue to focus in it, think about it, or listen regularly to videos, have this trust, psychological safety, engagement, respect in top of your mind, and probably every day of your life, or perhaps not every day, but regularly you will find out what this means. I cannot teach you what it means. You need to learn it by yourself. And you can learn it only by going outside of your comfort zone and moving ahead. Okay, next page. That's another way on words to say that. Creating the environment where people will feel free to speak out, will feel free to be able to do something, will feel free to engage themselves because they will not be blamed for what they are doing. You are never going to blame the messenger, so one bringing the bad news. The bad news are opportunities to be better. But if you take the bad news as an opportunity to blame somebody, then you are going to kill your company very rapidly. So I think it's very important to understand that anything which is happening bad is an opportunity and a test of your organization to make team building, to create right work. One of the elements here is also when you have a team, you have a quality manager, a production manager, an engineering manager, and all these people have very clear roles in the organization. But when a problem is coming, very often this problem is happening between two different people in your structure. And we say we have a production problem, a part has a defect in production. Is it a topic because the part was not designed properly or because the part was not produced properly? And very often our problems are complex. So that means there is not one design problem alone and one production process alone. So these two people must work together to find out what really are the counteractions. At the end, we probably need to adjust the drawing, but we need to adjust the drawing based on what we understand on the process. So the collaboration between the teams is very important. One of the most famous example I like in this topic, if you all know, or you probably heard this Challenger rocket, which was exploding in the air, you know, by the departure, and a lot of people died, unfortunately, including a teacher, which was into that. And if you read all the analysis, what happened, in fact, a lot of people say that it will happen, but they were not listened to. They say that the ceiling, which was impacting by the cold and was freezing, already, a lot of people said it, but a lot of people also say, we need to launch a rocket, so we cannot avoid to wait. And the people say, yes, but it's too risky to launch. And they did not have the right organization listening to the whole structure to make sure that everything will go well. So all the big failures, think about that, all the big failures we have in our industry are very often linked by the fact that 2 or 3 people in the team were not trusting each other. And take that as your takeaway here. When something's going wrong, why is it going wrong? Things why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And at the end, you will find that the teamwork, the relation between 2 people is at the origin of the failure. So I think that's a very important takeaway that you can have here. You need to take risk. You need to ensure that your risks are taken, and you need to ensure that you are progressing, but also that you are not forgetting your colleagues and your partners and everybody around you. Okay, that's about this one. Next slide. Yeah, what we do fear here is that if you don't create the right environment, then the people are afraid. You see this bear here, which is totally afraid because as he does have no trust in the organization, he will not speak out. He will not speak out because the environment is toxic, because of the microaggression. So I could spend the day on microaggression. You know, these small negative things that you say to people constantly, every day, one microaggression here. You say, well, why are you doing that? Or what are you wearing today? Or why did you spend so much time at lunch and you came late? So all these micro things that you are doing constantly are creating a sort of disconnect of trust within the organization. So I think that's very important. You should for sure have also a clarification about the expectation of the role of everybody, but also of the role of the team. So this type of elements are for me a little bit more on an artistic way to explain what all that, but we turn around the same topic here. Next slide. Different way to describe. You start with inclusion, respect the different people, including everybody. You trust, you have an open communication, and you somewhere able to accept the ways that people are collaborating together. This slide is coming from us DEI, so this diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is a very important process in our company. And we like to combine that with the way our teams are working together and with the way our teams are succeeding together. So that's the element we do have here. Pretty classical on DEI, but this allows to say again that any concept can connect to it. Next slide. How to create an environment. I think I spoke a lot about it. So you discuss openly, you welcome the people, you integrate the people, you lead by example, and you make the different elements working properly. We have a very effective system on feedback to ensure that we give the right feedback to people. Feedback is a very simple one-to-one session, because one of the things that you should understand here is that the trust is mainly between two people. After, for sure, if a lot of two peoples are trusting each other, you can speak about the trust of a team. But mainly the trust you can only win one by one. Is this person trusting you, or these people not trusting you? And at the end, if you have all the one-to-ones where you can act on, then your teams can work together. So take good care that the one-to-one between closed doors on direct discussion is the best way to generate trust. Thank you. Next page. Okay, these are the strategies to come there. I think let's see. Nothing much more here. Next page. I guess you will receive the presentation if you want to go more in detail. I'll try to move. The benefits, you see at the bottom, we like these different Playmobiles or people from different colors, which are representing diversity and inclusion and dancing together on the same cadence. That's something which is somewhere summarizing what we speak about diversity and inclusion and ensure that people are working out. So you can read the different elements here. I'm not going to read them for you. Thank you. Next page. I think that was it. I left some time for questions, so I can go a little bit more deeper in some topics more here, or I can leave the floor open. I have 15 minutes here if there are some open intentions for questions.
Okay, thank you, Charles. So everyone, as I already put in the chat box, if you have any questions, you can use raise hand feature, or you can also type your question in the chat box. So I think this is a very good opportunity to discuss with Charles persons that have a very extensive experience as a leader in the company. So, okay, Charles, while we are waiting for the students to raise hands or asking questions. So this is one. Okay, this is Devon. Okay, so I just read the question. Or Devon, do you like to speak directly to Charles person? I give the opportunity to you.
Okay, thank you, Guru. Okay, so I have a few questions. So one of them is, does a leader have to always look out for the team member, or is it better to direct the team member in becoming independent from the team leader? So is it, so like it connects to the next question as well, is how much hand-holding is good in leading? And lastly, is it better to be feared or loved as a leader as well? Thank you.
Okay, so very good questions. Okay, Charles, please respond to Devon.
I think I start from backwards. So is it better to be feared? Sure not. I think the answer is in the question. For sure, you should not be feared as a leader. Nevertheless, you should be respected as a leader. And the respect you will learn, you will gain by your engagement, the way you engage your team, the way you listen to your team. I think this is a matter between respect and trust, which is somewhere the opposite of fear. The way to work that out is to create the right team, the right level organization, which leader is going to do what in your structure, which roles you are going to set up. So really to cascade down the different responsibilities. So a clarification of the responsibility is very important, that everybody knows what he has to do. But some leaders like to speak about the open door policy. I like that one also. Nevertheless, we start to be very busy, but I like this open door policy where the door is open and everybody having something can enter and speak. When I'm walking through the plants, people can interrupt me and speak. So this direct connection is extremely important. that the people are not afraid that if they say something, this can be used against them at one moment. So feared, no. Respected, yes. And how creates a trust into the organization and listen to your team and help. One of the complementary elements I can say here is when there is a recognition given to the company from whatever, either internal or external, always pass it to the people which has been the most contributing to it. So when we receive an award from this, we receive the top employer award, I always praise the people which have been working on it. Is it a team? Is it a person? And when there is a blame coming to the company, I take it. I take the blames after, for sure, I will discuss in one-to-one with the team, but you distribute the award and the good things, and you keep by yourself the blames, and after you get your team working on it. So this will generate respect. People will be feared if when you receive a blame, you start blaming your own team. So this passing of blame is probably the best recipe for fear. I don't know, I answer your question, Devon.
And I think he's also asking, does the leader have to always look out for the team member? Or is
Look
better
out means speak out, or what do you mean with look out? So go to the team member and speak to the team members?
Yes.
No, I mean, it's sorry. It's more about how much hand holding, because I think a leader needs to always look out for the team member, but sometimes the team member can get a bit too, I think, dependent on the team leader. So I want to know is how much hand holding is good in leading.
I think you should never be afraid of the growth of your team leader, of your team members. So the growth of your team member is always something good. I think the role and responsibility are important. So the people should remain in the border of their responsibility for sure. And if they want to extend their responsibilities, then as a leader, you should for sure approve that or discuss with it. But you should be open for any discussion here. I think that the team members should feel the possible area of work as much as they can. And if they go outside of the border of the department or the area, and for sure, they need to gain an approval, a discussion with the leader. But you should always engage your team to become wider as possible, more than the contrary, remaining in for sure in the lines that you have been defined. I will always praise the people which are trying to develop themselves. And never be afraid of the growth of a team member. Because if you try to push your team member down, you will never generate the trust. Yeah. Career path is very important. I mentioned a bit about career path, how your team can generate and how your team can grow. I think it's important here. There is no magic recipe. You should just define the frame and let your people grow inside of the frame and regularly feedback.
Okay, thank you, Sars. I think you already answered one question, and also thank you, Devon, for raising the questions. Is there any questions from the audience? Yes, Alexandria Tanea, please, you may speak.
And hello, I would like to ask, based on your experience, that is the field of engineering, what problems do you think most often arise in leadership issues, and how do you solve them? Maybe you can give us an example, as we are from different majors, and I would like to know about your perspective. Thank you so much.
Production engineering or manufacturing engineering?
I think manufacturing.
Yeah, because I think that's the core of the difficulty. Engineering has a lot of different fields. You have people which are more in research, the people which are more in scientific analysis, you have the people which are more in material, you have people which are more in machining, people which are more in production processes. So the challenge within that is to make all the people work together. A person willing to develop a part will imagine that he needs a part, an axle from a certain dimension with a certain tolerance, and he's calculating the tolerance to ensure that all the parts are fitting together. But after comes a guy from production and say, but this tolerance I can never achieve because this precision with a manufacturing process which are existing, I cannot achieve. So for me, the difficulty of engineering is to create this spirit between the different entities of engineering to ensure that they work well together. Another example, which I told you, is this famous Challenger rocket, which has blown away. Read the story about that. So all these engineers not working together and not trusting each other and thinking only about their small field. So the challenge of engineering, of leadership here is to ensure that all these people work together. They all go to the same direction, which is at the end to produce a good part from our customer and to make money. Let's come to the end of the process, because sometimes two teams working together, the difficulty is more, what is a common goal? Is my common goal to make a drawing, or is my common goal to make at the end a part which is going to be successful at my end customer? So we have also several topics where we have some components which are within a tolerance, and when you assemble all the parts together, they don't fit the tolerance. So that probably is a difficulty is have all the engineering fields working together, and all these high-level intelligent people, let's respect it this way, which are trying to say that they are better than the others and need to do that. So that's probably the challenge here.
Okay, thank you, Charles. I know you have 5 minutes or 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
We have 3 questions here. So from Tricia from Pan Pacific University, that asking about how can a team leader handle some of his or her member that have a different culture, perspective, and idea that maybe could cause trouble or conflict in the workplace. And that's the next one will be asking about where they have in a situation, they have members that are not motivated, are not patient enough to work because the field of work is not according to their patience. So as a leader, how you could build or foster the culture of openness and also to increase the motivation of the works. And then the last one, I think, is from Fitness from University of Malaysia, asking about in the condition where the environment or the boss or the leader is not giving enough support. So how that person, the member, could handle the situation. So you can put it all together. Thanks.
Yeah, very challenging with me here. I think the different culture within the team is very important. So you need to respect the culture, you need to respect the environment, you need to respect what the people like and what the people don't like in their personal themselves. And after, you need to realize and to make them understand that there is a team with a common target. So we come back to what I said earlier. There is a common target which needs to be achieved by a team. And in all the diversity, everybody can have his role. So there should never be a conflict attacking the persons or attacking the team members, but there should be a common teamwork to achieve the team goals. So defining the goals for the team is probably the most important. And then you can take all the people in your diversity to ensure that they all contribute on their way. At the end, we come to the topic, if people don't like each other or are not able to work together and that generating conflict, as a leader, you need to take decisions. You need to take decisions. So you don't want all your team members to go in vacation together. That's not needed, but they need to be able to work together. And if there is a clear intention that they say as a sort of contract, we would like to work together, then you can find a way to work together. If you find out very clearly that some people cannot work together for one of a reason or other, which is very critical, then you need to change your organization. We must respect that. So the people are the entity, and you can never twist the arm of people to do something they don't want to do. So it's very important of a role of a leader to build a sort of contract with the team members to work together to achieve a goal. But if the people are willing to go together that direction, you have a chance. If they are not willing, you need to adjust your organization. you need to find out who's ready to be in the bus and who's not be ready in the bus. So sometimes leadership is also very tough decisions. But you need to listen, to understand. It must be very logical. You must explain to the team why you do that, because that's how you build trust. But very obviously, people are not willing to play the games, and you can do that. So I think this is about conflict integration, whatever the reason is, whatever cultural difference is existing. So some cultural are saying, I'm not willing to work with this type of guy. At the end, if you tell me it's over my dead body, I don't want to do that. So just respect it. And then you need to adjust your organization around that, or probably define which people belongs into the bus and people which don't belong. That's the most difficult decision for leaders. If you want to create an environmental, safe, psychological organization, you need to have the people on the bus which are able to work with that. And the difficult decisions of leader will be to detect the poisons, detect the people which are toxic, and remove them from the team. So this will be your most difficult decision as a leader. And I think that's a very nice summary of that. So you need to define who can definitely not work with the team, and you need to take your tough decisions. You bring in your human resource and the people, and you do that. So you need to give enough chance, enough opportunity, but that's probably a very difficult role of the leader.
Okay, and then the last one.
Yeah. Yes, last one.
Yeah, about the people that having a boss that's not support them. So what he or she supposed to do if their boss is not as expected?
You have only one chance. If I said it, if your boss does not like you, change him.
Wow.
I know it's very provocative, but you cannot change your boss. After, you need to respect your organization. Are there other people of your, it's only your N+1 boss, but N+2s, N+3 you come along with. But if up to the top of the organization, the people don't like you, change your organization. Because your development is linked with your relation with these people. I can say, try to change it. For sure, I guess when you say that, it's because you try to change it many times. You don't give up too early. But 100% of the people, or say 90% of the people leaving a job is because they did not like their boss. So I think it's very proactive, very provocative. So think about it, but this will be my simple recommendation.
Okay, thank you, Charles. I think we run out of the time because I understand that you have many commitment to the companies. And I want to highlight some of your lectures that listening is more important than speaking. So, and start from that one, then we can develop ourselves to be a better leader, because when we listen, then we can also catch what the team member want to do, and then we can also develop the trust based on what they express to us. Okay, so thank you very much again, and hope that all the students here could take a very good informations and also develop themselves to be a good leader and create the psychological safety in their network, whether they are in the company or their organization as a students. Okay, so thank you very much again, and we can put claps, because this is like virtuals as appreciation to Charles. Okay, thank you very much again. And okay, do you have last?
No, I wish you all the best.
Okay.
I think it's a very engaged journey. It's in your hands what you make out of it. Tomorrow will depend on what you do, decision you take. And any opportunity will come during your life. You must be prepared for them, and when they come, you must take them. But at the end, everything is in your hands to either take them or to be ready to take them. Nobody else will do it for you. This is intracultural. This is valid for every single culture. Your growth is in your hands. So go for it. be trustful, be respectful, be nice, be tough when needed, always be respectful. Okay, thanks a lot for all. I wish you all the best. Nice sessions, nice workshop here, and looking forward, Rukmo, if you have some next opportunity to speak on that topic. So thanks a lot for setting that up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Charles. Okay,
Thanks.
yeah. Okay, so I give time back to the MC so we can continue with the next program. And okay, bye.
Once again, thank you so much to our keynote speaker, Mr. Charles Wesson, for participating and for delivering our keynote speech session, and our moderator today, Dr. Rahmawati Brotojojo. And before we end the session and move to the next agenda, I would like to encourage all participants to turn on their camera and give their best smiles and poses for a photo session with our keynote speaker and our moderator today. And I would like to also ask help from the operator to take the picture. Oh, to anyone with their camera off, please turn it on. Okay, please hold on a minute while we prepare the screenshot. Okay, I will be the one taking the picture. There will be, of course, 3 different pages. So prepare your smiles, and then I will count from 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then for the second page, again in 1, 2, 3. And the third page, one more time, is 1, 2, 3. Okay, complete. Thank you very much for your participation in the picture session and your smile as well.
Okay, so once again, thank you so much, guys, for your great excitement and participation in the session today. May the knowledge that you have received in this session will be useful to you in the future. So next on agenda is group bounding. So we will allocate the time until 5:30 GMT7 for the group bounding. And in this session, we hope the delegates will get to know more about each other and build chemistry. We would also like to remind you guys to do your daily assignment, the keynote speech summary, and to post a report on your Instagram account. Please keep in mind the requirements of each assignment and fulfill them according to the delegate's booklet. Reminder, these are mandatory and required for you to receive the completion certificate of GCFoW 2024. And right now, without any further ado, we will invite you guys, each participant, to enter the breakout room according to the group division that has been given by the committee. So let's start this session, and you can join the breakout room that has been assigned to you. Have fun.
Have fun. You
Thank
can
you.
choose to
End
join
of
the breakout
our-
room at the bottom option, and then choose based on your group.
Okay, so welcome back, delegates. I hope that you had a great bonding session and got to know one another better. Before we end today's event, we will have our last photo session for the day. So we would like to invite all of participants to open your cameras once again and pose in front of your device. Like usual, we will have 3 slides, so we can pose 3 times, okay?
Yes, if you haven't had the chance to take a picture, this is your last chance. So please be sure to turn on your camera and be present.
Okay. So I will count 1 to 3. And you guys can pose for the first slide. 1, 2. And for the second slide is 1, 2. And the last one is okay. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much for the picture. And we would also like to remind the participants to fill in the attendance link that has been distributed before by the committee through the chat box. Finally, we have reached the end of today's event. Many thanks to the invited guests, keynote speakers, and participants who have participated in this event from beginning to the end. Hopefully, much of the knowledge gained can be applied in your everyday life and can be meaningful for you.
So for tomorrow's agenda, it will still be held through an online meeting. So don't worry, we still have another session tomorrow, which will include mini lecture sessions from UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Indonesia, and University Malaya, Malaysia. We're looking forward to another great session tomorrow, guys. So don't forget to attend tomorrow's session. But before we go, I would like to remind all the delegates to fill in the feedback form sent in the Zoom chat, or you can scan in the screen.
Okay. Then, on behalf of the Organizing Committee of Global Competence and Future of Work 2024, we apologize for any inconvenience and mistakes that may have happened during today's events, and thank you for all the wonderful experience that we had today.
I'm Nova.
And I'm Devon.
We would like to say thank you.
And sign off as your master of ceremony for today.
Have a great day, guys.
And see you tomorrow.
See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Yay! Leaving me daft and dim. I've got this shake in my legs, shaking the thoughts from my